morning, Year 3. It is Wednesday today, and we are on our third lesson of the week. Now, you should have completed your plan yesterday. I know that some of you mustn't have watched the video because you've actually written up an information text when that's not what you were asked to do. You were just asked to write some notes. If you have done that, that's not a problem. You're just going to have to redo it today, but in a lot more detail. If you did do the plan, well done. It was just an outline of what you were going to put in it. We always plan before we do a write. So today we're going to do an actual write of our information text. So we are just going to focus on the title and the introduction today. And then we'll look at the other paragraphs throughout the rest of the week and next week. So this was my plan from yesterday. I already came up with a title, and you should have too. And then the introduction, I didn't ask you to write any notes in the introduction. So I'm going to explain the introduction in a minute. So I had A Child's Life as my title. So I've written it at the top. I've underlined it. Now, this is my introduction. So I'm going to read it and then we're going to take it apart and talk about the different parts of it. Remember, your information text is about trolls, but we're trying to show that actually trolls aren't these hideous creatures that everybody thinks they are, and actually they're quite nice or funny or whatever you want them to be. So that's what we're trying to show people. So this is my introduction. Trolls are mysterious creatures that have been around for thousands of years. Many people believe them to be horrible and violent, but that is not the case. Do you want to become a troll expert and learn interesting facts about what they are really like? Read on to find out what they look like, what their caves are like, and all about troll school. So, we've done introductions before on information text. I'm just going to show you some of the things that I need you to include. So you obviously need a title or a heading, which you should already have in your plan. Then when you're doing your introduction, you need to ask some sort of question to hook the reader into wanting to read your information text. Now, you could write one question or you could put two questions in. If we look at my piece of work, I've asked one question down here. I said, do you want to become a troll expert and learn interesting facts about what they are really like? Well, actually, that's sort of two questions. I'm saying, do you want to be a troll expert? And I'm also saying, do you want to learn interesting facts? Now, you can ask whatever question you want to hook the reader. It could be something like, have you ever wondered what being a troll is like? Do you want to know more about trolls? Have you ever been scared of trolls? Whatever question you want to put in, you put in. Try not to copy mine too much because we don't want it to be exactly the same as mine and you've got your own ideas. Now, other things that you need to include are adjectives. So if we look at my adjectives, I've put mysterious creatures, which just means that we don't know much about them. I've also said that people believe them to be horrible and violent, which again are adjectives. They're not horrible and violent. I'm just saying people think that they are. So we need some adjectives in to describe what we're talking about. Then I've said you need a read on section. You need to tell your audience why they need to read on. So I've put read on, and I'm not just put read on to find out more about them. I've said read on to find out, and then what I've done is listed what the three paragraphs are going to be called. Read on to find out what they look like, what their caves are like, and all about troll school. Well, if we look back at my plan, my three subheadings are what trolls look like, what's in a troll's cave, and what troll school is like. So you're just telling them to read on, and then you're telling them basically the three paragraphs that are going to be in your information text. And I've obviously used commas in a list. If you've got three things in a list, you use a comma between them, but before the last thing in the list you put an and. And that's all I'm asking you to do today, which is quite short. So I'll read it to you again. I'm going to go over the things that need to be included, and then you're going to have a go at doing the introduction using slightly your plan from yesterday. So I did ask you to do it on paper as well as on your purple mash so that you had it in front of you. You're going to need to use your plan. So, your title, A Troll's Life. Yours probably will be different. Trolls are mysterious creatures that have been around for thousands of years. Many people believe them to be horrible and violent, but that is not the case. Do you want to become a troll expert and learn interesting facts about what they are really like? Read on to find out what they look like, what their caves are like, and all about troll school. Okay, so in a minute, you are going to go into your purple mash. You are going to follow your plan, write your title, and do your introduction. I want your introduction to be at least 4 sentences long. I don't want to see any less than that, please, guys. And in your introduction, you should have all of these 4 things. If you're stuck, message it on the blog. I look forward to reading all of your interesting introductions that hook me into wanting to read the rest.